And we're back here. Okay, I'm going to go to my note taker. After watching, one of the first big ones that I just wanted to make sure I got on there is washing hands with warm water and soap kills germs. So just that was such a big key detail, main idea from that video. So you can add my idea to yours if you want to. Just kind of reflect on that. Remember, you want to get at least 2. If you need to watch that video again to get at least 2, please watch that video again. Pause it there. Okay, now I'm going back to Schoology. So, done with the video. And in the top left corner, I'm going to hit the X. And I'm going to go to step 4. Read along this article. Oh, I'm supposed to say read along this article with me. Look at that. Read along this article with me and take notes. It's called Stopping the Spread of Germs. So at this point, you can continue watching the video and listen to me read it. Or if you would rather just read it yourself and take notes, totally fine either way. While I'm reading this article, I will give some ideas of notes really to model this out. Tomorrow's lesson and the rest of the week will be a little bit different, but I'm going to try to model a lot more today with you. But then I'm going to keep it I'm going to have you do a little bit more yourself each day. But yeah, so you can either listen to me read this, or you can do this part by yourself. If you're going to do it by yourself, just remember you need at least 2 key details for each of these. And I'll just show you how the article works too a little bit to help. If you remember, then after the Brain Pop video notes, the next one is keep germs to yourself. So if you look here in the article, this top part of the article, there is no header. But if you look in that black, keep your germs to yourself. Oh, look at that. I kind of separated it by the headers and the sections. So for keep your germs to yourself section, it starts there and it goes to page 2. Just a little bit right there. Try to get at least 2 key details there. Then there's staying away from others. Staying away from others. At least 2 key details there. Keeping people safe and healthy. Keeping people safe and healthy. And foods can carry disease. Food can carry disease. So, you can do it by yourself, or you can listen to me read. If you are going to be done, after you put 2 key details in each section, just make sure to submit it back to Schoology. Okay. All right. Here I'm going to go ahead and read it. You can follow along. You can always stop as I'm reading. You can always stop the video and go and add notes yourself too. Sometimes many people get sick all at the same time. This is called an outbreak. Illness or disease is passed from person to person. Contagion is how it moves to different people. It could be by being sneezed on. It can also happen through skin. There are ways to prevent and manage such disasters. The best ways to make sure people do not get sick are those without medicines. You probably already know about some of them if you have had a cold. So I'm not taking any notes on that first part, but I am going to start thinking about my key details now as I get into the next part. But I like this graphic up here. The caption underneath it says image 1. Washing your hands is an easy way to stop germs from spreading. It helps prevent other people from getting sick. Okay, so first section, keep your germs to yourself. Simple things such as staying at home when you are sick. It keeps germs and bacteria away from other people. Wash your hands regularly. Keeping your hands clean keeps germs away from things everyone touches, things like doorknobs or keyboards. I'm going to pause there, just thinking what's a good key detail I should write down. And remember, you are not copying sentences. One, you can't just copy somebody else's writing, and also why would you write completely somebody else said? You're taking all these ideas and you're trying to make your own. Now, one thing I'm going to do for sure is this. Stay home when sick. Remember, this is note taking. I don't have to write a complete sentence. Stay home when sick. Does not have to be a complete sentence. Don't worry about it at all. Okay, that's the only key detail I'm going to write down. You're going to be responsible for getting another really good, strong one yourself. But I am going to keep on reading, though. And if you want to re-listen to that, me read that part over again, just back up the video. Rewind it, and you can hear more, or hear it again. This is still part of that same section, keep germs to yourself, this top part. If you sneeze or cough, cover your mouth with a tissue, or turn your face to the inside of your elbow. Okay, next section, staying away from others. Sometimes a person might go close to someone who is sick, but then they do not show symptoms. The person might be separated from others, but just until it is clear that they are no longer sick. This is called quarantine. So even though you may not be sick anymore, you may not look sick at all, if you keep yourself away from other people, it's basically called a quarantine. It helps to keep people safe. Isolation is when a sick person is separated from those who are not sick. They cannot go anywhere or do anything. This is different from quarantine. In quarantine, we do not know yet if the person is sick. It's usually you're not sure, but you're just being safe. If you know for sure you are sick, that's when you go into isolation. So thinking here, what's a good one? Some good vocabulary words in there. So isolation is when you're sick for sure and you have to stay away from everybody. Quarantine is you're not sure, you might be, but you're just trying to, and kind of a difference between isolation and quarantine too. If you are sick, usually you're isolated to maybe just your room or a part of your home where nobody really comes. Quarantine, you basically just kind of stay in your home. You can go and do anything around your home, kind of. You still might be in bed, but it's not. Isolation is just a little bit more serious than quarantine. So I'm going to do a note here. Quarantine is staying away from others because you might be sick. Okay, so you're going to get responsible for one more. You can re-listen or reread that part of the article again. The next part is keeping people safe and healthy. But you need one more key detail. That's one, but you need one more yourself. The Center for Disease Control and Prevention is a government group. And we actually talked about that in class. You always heard me say CDC. It's a government group. It is known as the CDC. It helps to keep the country safe and healthy. The CDC can isolate or quarantine people. This helps healthy people stay safe. There are many places where many people gather. These are called public places. An example is a school. A school might close if there's a flu outbreak. This way the flu is not passed around. Okay, so I'm thinking what's a good key detail? What's a good key detail? What's a good one? Oh, I got one. I'm going to do this. The CDC is a government group to help keep people healthy. Okay? And that doesn't exactly say that, but I kind of took those ideas from it, and that's what I wanted to write down. That their job is to try to keep people healthy. Okay, you need at least one more key detail for that section. You can re-listen or reread that if you need another one. And the last one is food can carry disease. Food can carry disease. Some diseases can be passed on in food. Salmonella is a bacteria. It can spread through food. Stores must stop selling food with salmonella. People can then stay safe. The Food and Drug Administration, or FDA, is a government group. It makes sure food is safe. The CDC studies how people get sick from food. It finds what caused the illness. Technology makes that easier. The CDC and the FDA then tell the public. People will know if they should stop using certain food. The government makes laws about food. It helps people to keep food clean and safe. Okay, I'm going to pause there, thinking what's a good key detail from that. Oh, I mean, those are some good things we talked about during our government unit. We've talked about them several times. Yeah, I got one. The FDA helps keep food clean and safe. Safe from diseases. Cool. So you have to get at least one more yourself. You can go back and reread that, re-listen to me, but there's just some of my key details. When you're done, send this off to Notability, or send this off to Schoology, but at least 2 facts, key details for each one. Always can do more. And have fun learning.